Hi. It's difficult for everybody, especially those whose health has been affected by the pandemic. It's difficult for the brave healthcare workers putting their lives at risk, trying to heal the sick, and it's difficult for the men and women spending their days and nights keeping people fed, keeping shelves stocked, making sure supplies are delivered, and floors are cleaned and everything in between. And it's probably difficult for you too. Modern life is stressful enough even without a pandemic. The boss wants you to do more, the kids need to be fed, and bills have to get paid, and the house needs to be maintained. But now those stresses have all been magnified and laid bare. So what do real estate agents want you to know during this difficult, complicated, stressful time? And why should you even care? Well, after all, we're here to serve you. Well, the answer is that's exactly what we want you to know. We're here to help you. And not just that, but we're in this with you. Uncertainty, doubt, stress, and everything in between affects us just as it does you, and we have the same fears you do about where the future is headed. That said, it's not all doom and gloom. There are solid reasons to be optimistic, especially when it comes to housing. First, this is not a housing recession like the crash of 2008, where the collapse of the economy was tied directly to mortgage-backed securities and skyrocketing default rates. In fact, of the last 5 recessions, only 2008 saw home values drop precipitously, while they continued increasing in 3 other instances and only decreased by 1.9% in 1991. That's not to say we're even going into a recession, especially since forecasts from some of the brightest minds in finance predict positive GDP growth of 12% starting in June of this year. Second, the crisis has the attention of the world, and there's an aggressive push to put an end to it sooner than later. Of course, when we're in the thick of it, it can be difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but social distancing seems to be working, and nearly every country in the world is dumping massive resources in search of a treatment and a cure. Almost everyone is doing what they can, or at least have to, in order to give this crisis an end date so everyone can get back to business as usual. So while we all struggle to adjust to this strange moment of time we're in, it's also good to keep things in perspective. Even though the process has been interrupted or paused in some ways and areas, homes are still selling, people are still buying, and the value that you've accumulated, by all accounts, is likely to remain. In short, people still want to buy and sell houses. And while there are certainly many people who will be affected financially due to the pandemic, many others will not. They may not be going into the office, but they're still employed, doing their jobs just from home. So if you want or need to buy or sell right now, reach out. We'll work together to get it done in as safe and socially distanced a manner as possible. And if you've considered buying or selling a home and the current environment has made you rethink things, that's perfectly okay. We're here to guide you and answer your questions at any time, not just when you're ready to list or buy. We, like you, can't wait for things to get back to normal. And for many of us, simply talking to you about real estate helps things feel normal. So please don't hesitate to call. And remember, you're not in this alone.